Hi everybody, welcome back to another lesson in my level 3 beginner piano course. In this video we're going to learn about the trill. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Also, I offer online piano lessons if you're looking for one. There's going to be information below. This chapter is all about note repetitions and the trill. In the previous lessons we dealt with note repetition, and now we're going to learn about the trill. A trill is also a note repetition because we're basically alternating between two notes and repeating those two notes, but it's not repeating the same note. The trill is a rapid alternation between two neighboring notes, and it is very commonly used as an ornament in classical piano music. The length of the trill depends on the style of music, so the speed of the piece, the position of the trill, is it on a long note, is it on a short note, is the music very fast, is the music very slow, whether it's at an end like a cadential point or is it on a passing note. So what I'm trying to say here is that the trill can be performed in many different ways depending on the piece and its position in the piece. And sometimes it could be quite tricky to know which one is the appropriate one, but we're going to learn the basic trill today, which is the long form trill. If you understand the concept of the long form trill, then basically all the other trills are the same, but they have different lengths and different endings. What you can see on the screen now is the symbols for the trill. The first one is a very standard TR, which means trill, and the second one is a TR with a little zigzag line going on, and that's usually used when the trill goes on for like a full bar and they show you where to stop the trill. So at the end of the zigzag line you would stop the trill. And the third one is a very interesting sign. It's actually a modern sign in modern piano playing, but in many early sources of music that sign could have been also used for a short trill. So if you see that in Baroque style music or very early classical music, that could also mean a form of a trill, but not really the same kind that we mean today for longer trills. You can see example A and example B. So in example A, you can see the trill is on an F, and in the top line you can see the sign, and in the bottom line you can see how it should be performed, so the written out form of the trill. Now here is this F, and as you can see the trill is supposed to go on for the whole bar, and the upper neighboring note is what we usually play for the trill, and the upper neighboring note in this case is the G, so that's the note going up. Now the trill can start above the main note, so it could go like this, or it could start on the main note. It really again depends on the style of music and the position of the trill, whether it's on a passing note or at the start of a phrase. In this A example, you can see that the trill is equally going up and down until the end of the bar. So it's basically 4 groups of 16th notes, and the speed again, we talk about that later. There is a free trill and there is a counted trill, and we're going to deal with the counted trill first. It's easier to understand, and the free trill basically means that you basically play the note repetitions as fast as you can without counting or thinking about the rhythm, just going really quick. In example B, we can again see a trill, but it's connected, the main note is connected to 2 small notes, 2 16th notes at the end, and this is kind of a cadential trill where the trill is going to do a turn at the end. So it's alternating again, but the last group is going to go so up, middle, bottom, middle. So it's doing a turn around the main note, an upper and a lower neighbor. And this is very common at the end of a phrase or at the end of a section or at the end of a piece. This long trill followed by a turn. For example, in a Mozart piece, it would sound like this. So now that we understand what a trill is, let's try to do a couple of exercises with the counted trill, so some warm-ups, and in later pieces we're going to attempt some free trills if we can, once we practice the counted trill for a few pieces. So as you can see, here is an exercise for the right hand where we have a trill on each pair of fingers. So the left hand is basically giving some support in the form of chords: C chord, G7, C, F chord, C, G7, C. The right hand is going to do 2 beats of trills, so 2 groups of 16th notes, and in very slow motion it goes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And then the second bar is moving between 2 and 3. The third bar is between 3 and 4. And the last one is between 4 and 5. So this way we get to practice the trill between each groups of 2 fingers to make sure we are capable of doing it on all of these finger combinations. Now when you do any kind of trill or fast note alternations, make sure the fingers are rounded. You really play from the fingertips, and because we're alternating between 2 notes, we need a little bit of rotation. We need to rotate between those notes. Don't keep your hand in one specific or very static position and just try to play it from the fingers. Let the arm help with the movement between those very quick notes by allowing it to rotate a little bit to help with the motion. So let's play through this exercise starting with the C. And that's it, that's how simple it is. Again, start really slowly. And then try to go faster and faster, but keeping the evenness and the lightness and the flexibility of the hand. The second exercise is the exact same, but you can guess it's for the left hand because both hands obviously need to be able to do the same set of skills. So the right hand is playing the chords, in this case, a C chord, G7, C, F, C, G7, and C. So left hand is going to start this time on 5. We are mirroring the finger numbers. And there we are, the same exercise for the left hand, and needless to say the same tips apply, so curved fingers, letting the hand rotate a little bit and keeping a very, very clean sound so it doesn't sound very tense and they kind of blend together, but really lifting the fingers between those notes so we get a very nice and clean trill. Practice this warm-up for a few days or even for a couple of weeks every day for a few minutes, trying a little bit faster each time, really paying attention to the state and the feeling in your hands, whether you have any tension, is the sound very even. And when you have done it for a few days or weeks, you can start the next 2 pieces that we're going to learn in the following lesson, which incorporate the trill in a beautiful melody.